Yashoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunjavihari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tera Vanatari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjavihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Hare Gaura Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Grantha Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Vallabha ji ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Damai ki jai, Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Canto 4, Chapter 4, Text 15. Yatpada Padmam Mahatam Manolibhir. Yatpada Padmam Mahatam Manolibhir. Nishevitam Brahma Rasavartibhi. Nishevitam Brahma Rasasavartibhi. Lokasya yarvasati chasito ritanas. Lokasya yarvasati chasito ritanas. Tasmai bhavan drihati vishwabandhave. Tasmai bhavan drihati vishwabandhave. Yatpada padmam mahatam manolibhir. Nishevitam brahma rasasavartibhi. Lokasya yarvasati sasitortinas. Tasmai bhavan drihati vishwabandhave.
Tasmai bhavandruyati vishvamandave.
Maharaj, please.
Yatpad padmam mahatam mano
Yat Pada Padmam, the lotus feet of whom? Mahatam, of the higher personalities. Manalibhi, by the bees of the mind. Nishevitam, being engaged at. Brahmarasa, of transcendental bliss. Brahmanda. Ashava Artibhi, seeking the nectar. Lokasya, of the common man. Yat, which. Varshati, he fulfills. Cha, and. Ashisha, desires. Arthina, seeking. Tasmai, towards him, Lord Shiva. Bhavan, you. Druyhati, are envious. Vishyavandhave, unto the friend of all living entities. Within the three worlds. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Morning Class. You are envious of Lord Shiva, who is the friend of all living entities within the three worlds. For the common man, he fulfills all desires, and because of their engagement in thinking of his lotus feet, he also blesses higher personalities who are seeking after Brahmananda, transcendental bliss. Prabhupada. Ordinarily, there are two classes of men. One class who are grossly materialistic, one material prosperity and their desire are fulfilled if they worship Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, being very quickly satisfies the material desires of the common man very quickly. Therefore it is seen that ordinary men are very much apt to worship him. Next, those who are disgusted or frustrated with the materialistic way of life worship Lord Shiva to attain salvation, which entails freedom from material identification. One who understands that he is not the material body, but his spirit soul, is liberated from ignorance. Lord Shiva also offers that facility. People generally practice religion for economic development, to get some money, for by getting money they can satisfy their senses. But when they are frustrated, they want spiritual Brahmananda, or merging into the Supreme. These four principles of material life, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, exist, and Lord Shiva is the friend of both the ordinary man and the man who is elevated in spiritual knowledge. Thus it was not good for Daksha to create enmity toward him. Even Vaishnavas, who are above both the ordinary and the elevated man in this world, also worship Lord Shiva as the greatest Vaishnava. Thus he is the friend of everyone, the common man, the elevated man, and the devotees of the Lord. So no one should disrespect or create enmity towards Lord Shiva. Okay, so this is a very nice verse to describing how a devotee is equal to all the people, regardless of their being materialistic, in the sense that this requires a devotee's understanding in knowledge and their humility. Not artificially, but we have to understand, the devotees understand through knowledge that all the living entities are, Nityashi, they are servant of Krishna. Jive Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. Everyone is servant of Krishna, eternally. Just temporarily, people are fallen into the material world. So, but ultimately we understand that all the living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. This is the understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. So that's one aspect of knowledge. The second thing is that here description of Lord Shiva is not just a demigod. He is a great devotee. According to Prabhupada here, he is a devotee of Krishna. So people, they may go to Lord Shiva and he's very easily satisfied. People ask for material benefits from Lord Shiva by worshipping him, asking for material wealth and prosperity. But actually Lord Shiva, he gives what people want, but he also gives benedictions towards the devotee. So a devotee of Krishna, we need to go to Krishna, not only Lord Shiva, even Krishna. People come to Krishna for material things. So actually it is mentioned in the Krishna book that a devotee, the gopis, it's mentioned the gopis, they were worshipping Katyayani, goddess Durga, but they wanted Krishna as their husband. So it's nothing wrong with worshipping the demigods. That we must understand what's the goal behind our desires. Everything we do in this world, we must know what is the reason we're doing it for. Otherwise, it can become mechanical. It doesn't matter. You come to Krishna, it doesn't matter if you have material desires or any desires. You come to Krishna, that's a good thing, because you have come to Krishna. Because by coming to Krishna, Krishna can purify your desires. He can ultimately give you love for him. So it's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that 4 kinds of men, they come to him. People want material things, material wealth and prosperity. They pray to Krishna when they need of material succession in life. So they come crying to Krishna, please help. Actually, that's a good thing, because they know that apart from Krishna, no one can actually give. Only God can give. Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. He said, from me comes everything, material and spiritual. So it's good that people who come to Krishna, they understand Krishna is the original source of everything. So he's giving everything. So they know others can give. Krishna can give. So there's nothing wrong going to Krishna, please help. You don't go to a poor man, they can't give what you want. So you go to a rich man. Krishna is not only rich, he's the owner of the whole creation. Jagatnath, master of the universe. So if we ask Krishna, definitely Krishna will give. But Krishna knows what is best for us. He can give what we want, but Krishna will give. Ultimately, we have to find out ourselves that ultimately all the material things in this world is frustrating. Then totally frustrating, and then gradually we will come to Krishna for love for him. So that's why, like a child, always crying to the parents, give me this, give me this. And so it's very frustrating for parents. But then they're nagging it so much, then they end up giving it. Then they find out, I don't want this. I want something better. So similarly, Somebody wants to become God. They cannot give. I can't say I'm God because I can't provide you what you need. Krishna had so much wealth. Krishna created the Dwarka, such a big city. And it's mentioned that that palace they made in the, they didn't have it was a transcendental palace. It's not that we have to take a lift to go up and different floors. They didn't have those things. Transcendental means they can be lifted just by their thought. You're on the ground floor and there's no lift. How to get up on the 25th floor? They would think and they're already lifted there. That's the palace Krishna had. So Krishna is the owner of everything. He's the master of everything. He's the enjoyer. So ultimately, we nag Krishna. Please give, please give. Krishna gives this material world. This material world created for our enjoyment. We didn't create it. We think, I'm Australian, I'm Indian, I'm American. Only for this life. Next life, who knows what you are going to be. You're not here forever. It's all on our mental level. We think I'm this, I'm that. This is ahankar. This is the ego that we think I'm this, I'm that. I'm the owner, I'm the... This is the biggest ego is to think that I'm the enjoyer, I'm God. Ultimately, it's I'm Bhagavan, I'm God. That is the... when you think you are the God, that is, Prabhupada said, this is the ultimate Maya. The last snare of Maya is to think when you think you are the enjoyer. Even if you think I am a little bit of enjoyer, it leads to that big enjoyment level gradually. So, another point we have to understand from here. Yesterday, Gangeshwar Prabhu was describing criticism or pointing to others, you're wrong. So we also have to be careful how we say things to other devotees or to others. People that come here to this temple or any of our ISKCON temple, anywhere in the world, they are watching us, how we are preaching Krishna consciousness. Whether you are here in temple or you're in the street, they see you, your Krishna conscious level, they see your behavior, they see your blissful Krishna consciousness. They want to associate with you. They see you are fighting and you're arguing and you look so unhappy. They don't want to be around you. Why people love Lord Shiva? Because Lord Shiva is so kind and so peaceful and so loving. Even the ghost, because they know they can't get that love from ordinary people. But Lord Shiva can give that. So they all hang around him. The ghosts and goblins, they don't come around here. Unless they're devotees. Devotee ghost. As mentioned in Mayapur, there is ghost. And he said, when the ghosts attack you, he said, Hare Krishna. And they don't go away because they are devotees. Nishingadev. They are more happy because you're chanting Hare Krishna. They don't go away. But sometimes devotees commit suicide in the holy dham, then they become devotee ghosts. And you can't get rid of them. So they end up in Melbourne temple sometime. In the ashram, sleeping in. So we don't know who is who in the Krishna consciousness. So you have to be actually kind to everyone. You nag at someone so heavily, then they run away from you. Jayapataka Maharaj, he told this long time ago, when he saw the devotees, at first, he ran away as far as he could. Ran. He looked back, he said the devotees are very far, then he stopped. I heard that he said because these people are really good and they can purify him. But in the beginning there's some lila. So they ran away because of the devotees they're going to, purify him and give him ultimate happiness. He's going to take away my joy, material happiness. I don't want to be around them. But then gradually, because of attachment to Krishna, he came back. But because people who criticize devotees, before, I don't know now, in early days in the 80s, when you go on Harinam, people used to always criticize us. Oh, little Hare Krishna, you're animals. Get a job. You Hare Krishna, get a job, proper job. Everyone's looking for a job, there's not enough job. So they come to temple. Because here we can offer you a job. Ultimate job is to serve Krishna and you're happy with it. Even this Mataji here, I saw her sweeping in the street, sweeping the floor. Very happily doing it. Because you're doing it for Krishna. But if you go and get a job out there, you can't wait to leave your office and go to the temple. Because there's so much unhappiness there. You can't wait to get out of there. And you come to the temple and you feel very happy. Because here you are, you feel the bliss of Krishna consciousness, the eternal bliss, the happiness is only provided where Krishna is. You can't get that from a non-devotee. I come here early morning, I see people there, they're just so frustrated. Early in the morning, they'd rather be sleeping. They don't want to get up and come. They're so frustrated. No one is talking to each other. I'm the only one chanting japa. I'm thinking, I'm so happy that I can chant. They have nothing to take shelter of. So, Lord Shiva, people in India, they worship Lord Shiva, like pouring milk and ghee and everything. I saw in Vrindavan even, they have Shiva Linga just outside the temple. This is great Vaishnava. You can ask Lord Shiva for mercy. Even in Mayapur, you go to Jagannath temple, there is a big tree there, a banyan tree, and there's a snake around, used to be. That's Lord Shiva, Shiva Linga's there, in the holy dham. Because Lord Shiva always wants to be where Krishna is, in a dham. Just like devotees, they want to be where Krishna is. We don't see devotees in the pub or in a club somewhere. They're always in the temple. Similarly, not only Shiva, we can worship you. This is why we have Paduka. They worship the Guru's lotus feet. And sometimes they see the devotees' feet very dirty. Worship and then drink the Charanamrita. So you have to have that respect for each other. You have to have love for the Vaishnavas. Love, if we don't have love for the devotees, how we can have love for other living entities? Love, we have to pray to Krishna to love Krishna. We have to pray to Krishna, Radharani, please give me drop of mercy, a love for you, love for the Vaishnava, love for my Guru. It doesn't come easy. When Guru is here, we ask, okay, we worship as a procedure. But actually, do we actually have love in our heart? Love for Guru. We offer flowers, but actually, how much we are really praying in our heart. Prabhupada, please accept this offering. Krishna, please accept the offering. When we are doing anything for Krishna, do we actually have that feeling of love? It can become mechanical. Every day we do puja, everything. Ho gaya, that's it, done. Hang up your bead, next time, tomorrow. But actually, everything we do, you have to have that consciousness. That's what Krishna consciousness means. Full of consciousness. Conscious awareness. That is yoga. We're teaching yoga. One of the meaning of yoga is to be aware. Be aware. Be conscious what you do. Don't hurt yourself. Sit in a mat, yoga mat, asana, where you're going to be comfortable. That's what asana means. So when you perform Krishna consciousness, we are praying to the devotees. Chanting Hare Krishna means, Hare Krishna, please allow me to serve you. This is a prayer. Chanting Hare Krishna is a prayer. So when you praying, we see every morning we have the Darshanarati. We are praying. If Srila Prabhupada, I remember, he used to be in front of Prabhupada, to the deity, he was praying. Prabhupada is constantly praying. That's why you have to see Prabhupada here, and Radha Krishna is there. He's looking straight to the deity. All our temples are like that. You see in Mayapur, same. Prabhupada and looking at Radha Madhava. So they made that so that Srila Prabhupada can meditate on Krishna. Not that we have to worry, I already know Krishna, I don't need any more. But Prabhupada personally always thinking of Krishna, always praying to Krishna, always observing the thought of Krishna. So Lord Shiva, he was not disturbed by all this criticism going on about him. He was totally unaware, observing the thought of Bhagavan, Krishna. He didn't care. Only everybody else is criticizing. There was Srila Prabhupada was in his room in Vrindavan, and then all these people, they came in and they surrounded Prabhupada, and they were very angry with him. And there was Harikesh and Brahmananda, they were big bodyguards, and they were ready to throw them out. And Srila Prabhupada said, no, just leave them, I'll deal with it. And there were 10 or 20 of them. They surrounded Prabhupada. They said, you brought the foreigners, the white people to India, they are mlechas. You make them brahmanas, how it can be? You're ruining our culture. They're shouting at Prabhupada like anything. Just for like a long time. And Prabhupada didn't say anything. He was very undisturbed. That's what you have to learn from the Vaishnava, how to deal when a situation comes. Prabhupada was just quiet. They're shouting, they get very tired. And all the devotees, they're big Americans, they're like ready to just jump on them. Prabhupada said, wait, I will deal with it. So they were watching how he's going to deal with that situation. And then at the end, Prabhupada looked up. Prabhupada was sitting there like a small boy, humble. And he looked up. There's all these people shouting at him. And all he said, just a few words, he said, I'm just trying to follow the orders of my guru. That's all he said. And they all quietened. Quietened. Santi. Completely peaceful. And they walked out. Finished. Never came back. That's all he said. He didn't even speak too much. The Prabhupada knew how to deal with that kind of circumstances. So it's not that every time you need to be shouting at someone. It doesn't work that way always. It may on someone. I remember, I told the story before, Jayapataka Maharaj also, a long time ago, I offended him. The Prasharam was kept next to him for me, and I looked at the plate and the Prasharam was like one little bit of rice and just some sabji and heaps of dal. I thought, this is nonsense. There should be a lot more for me. So little. And now you know why I came here, because there's so much prasad in this temple. But I eat very little. So I was like, I was mad. So how can be so little prasadam? And these Maharaj, they're having so many hot chapatis and this, and for me it's just rice and dal. There's so little also. And I didn't have much understanding of Vaishnava etiquette and respect. And I was really, when you saw Krishna says, when you're angry, you need to control yourself. Because anger is one of the things that can lead you to hell. Kama, krodha, lata, lobha. Trivideyam naraka sedam. The last anger and greed, these things are leading to hell. They're gateway to hell. So you have to give up those things. So I was really angry. So I thought, without thinking that the Swami is here and they're peaceful, they're great Vaishnava, I didn't think of in a very philosophical way. So I just kicked the prasadam and it went all over Maharaj. Rice, dal, sabji, like we're covering our clothes in the kitchen. So Maharaj was like that. We had all dal over him. And the sannyasis those days, they wore silk and nice clothes and a top piece. And Maharaj is very smart. The way he dealt with me, I still can remember that this is the Vaishnava deals with the devotee. Like a mother, he knows, or parents, they know how to deal with the children, depending on their what kind of children they are. If they are really bad, you can smack them a little bit, or if you understand them, by smacking them, they will do more bad. So you talk to them nicely. So different ways of dealing. So you think like, I'll whack them, throw them around the line, beat them up. No. And, that's not always the way, because they will get worse. So if you say sweet words, so you understand them that they are going to be, if you talk to them nicely and pat them a little bit, they're going to understand their whole life that's how they dealt with me. So that's what Maharaj did. He took me in their office, kitchen office. I thought he's going to smack me around. I was ready for it if he smacked me. I said, but I didn't know that Vaishnava, if they smack, he's a blessing. But I was hoping he didn't smack me. He preached to me, said, this is prasad, this is offered to Krishna, this is spiritual, this is, you shouldn't kick, prasad, this is mercy. It's not different from Krishna. I was really touched. So actually, when you deal with the circumstance that comes in a way that you're going to touch people's heart, this is the art. This is how you understand how we deal with the situation. This is the whole process of Krishna consciousness is this. Why you were impressed by Srila Prabhupada, a great Vaishnava, because they knew how to do things in a very correct way, to touch the people's heart. So we had this one guy, we were taking prasadam, and he did something to Maharaji, and then we threw him out. And then while he was eating, and then they called the police. You weren't here because it's lunchtime during the week. And then there was a lot of people packed, just normal day, lunchtime. You were all in a crossways. Taikoki, and there's so many people. So then the police came and the whole scene. And the next day, there was half amount of people came to the temple for lunch. Everybody says so many things, but I think this is the reason. So if we can impress people by our Krishna consciousness, by our behavior, what we say, how we do, everything, we are pleasing Prabhupada. We are pleasing Krishna. Oh yeah, I love my Guru, I love Krishna. But then you say all kinds of things to people. But actually, if you really want to love Krishna, if you want to please Krishna and Guru and Vaishnavas, then we need to also deal with each others in a very Vaishnava way. It's all in a line. So Lord Shiva was undisturbed by any of this. Everyone is angry, but he was quiet, peaceful, shanti. I'm very impressed by that. Like someone, they don't have any voice left. Every time you speak, when he's shouting, you lose your energy. I know one guy, when I was in school, like in the Gurukul, he used to get very angry. He didn't even hurt me, just getting angry. And his body was shaking. And his hand was tightening up. And I just went, and he just fell down. Because he was too angry, he didn't have energy to act. Because his body becomes very stiff. And he was bleeding from his teeth because his nerves are too boiling from anger. He didn't have the power to do anything. So if you're cool-headed and relaxed, like yoga, and you can smack someone, they really hurt. But if you need to control, the more you're controlled, the more you're observative, more you are thoughtful. In a very Krishna conscious level, everything will work for you. Everything will work for you. The moment you think you can take everything to yourself, this is the way. That's only a mind. That's why a devotee knows how to act in a Vaishnava way that can impress others, especially someone who comes here for the first time. So Lord Shiva, whatever he does, he's a Vaishnava. He's setting an example. We are meant to set example. Why his stories is this in the Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam means the stories. There are book Bhagavatam and the devotee Bhagavatam. So when you glorify a devotee, You're glorifying Krishna. You're glorifying Bhagavatam. Devotees, they don't act in any wrong way. They only act according to what scriptures act. And the Vaishnava. Isn't it? I remember we were in a Harinam in Sydney in the 80s. And we used to have a, you remember Mahatma Prabhu, we were in Sydney. And the big Harinams. And the Mataji's those days, they would be at the back. Not in the front, all dancing. All men in the front, Mataji at the back. So they're traveling along. And we have like 60 brahmacharis. Sydney, North Sydney. And like here today we have to look for brahmacharis. Like, where are they? So like 1 or 2 here. There's 60 brahmacharis. In the temple there was like 60 Matajis. And all ashram was packed. Now you go to the ashram, there's like a few Spanish people. And just that's it. Few Matajis. That time ashram was packed. So when you chant japa, after the Maharaj, there's just, you can hear down the road, there's so many devotees chanting. Yeah, early in the morning. It was really fantastic. And we'd go, I was Bhakta manager, and we had, every Sunday, we'd have the 4:30, everybody in the temple, 4:30, on time. Big arati program, like Kirtan. And then Sunday feast prasadam, everybody, we are told that we have to, each devotee had one person next to you preach to. So if you're sitting and enjoying yourself, it'll be, Prabhu, what's that? You have to have somebody next to you and talking to them, because our idea is to make them devotees. So as 60 people, Maharaji's man, it was just fantastic. And then, so we'd have 60, 70 devotees in Harinam. Such wonderful time. And the Maharaji at the back, so one guy was pulling their sari, and they're really looking for trouble, because 60 brahmacharis are going to really get it. So then I'm in the front doing the kirtan, and then we see big trouble at the back. So then I don't know what happened. Much later, we're all looking at the Hoyts cinema, and we're singing, very blissful. All of us looking at people. So all of a sudden, this 20 people came from behind, and they dropped us down, kicking us and stuff. And then, so there was a fight. The guy came from the pub. He brought his friend. So we have to be very careful how we deal with people. If I spoke to them, it'd be okay. So he got very frustrated, and maybe they had a fight at the back. And then he brought his friends. We don't practice Krishna consciousness in that manner. If you say something to someone in a very sweet way, they will remember all your life. If you say something bad word, they also remember all your life. I remember somebody said something to me like years ago, 30 years ago. I still remember that's the guy. I get you back. But we have that kind of feeling. So we need to create deeper Krishna consciousness by giving them practical Krishna consciousness through our own example. And I go up there, I'm going to enjoy. You all sit down, there's no one to serve. Everybody wants to eat. Then you get up and serve, a very good feeling. Instead of you enjoying and eating, you serve, and then you feel very nice, if you have time. I remember this one sannyasi, he used to serve prasadam in Mayapur, early days. And he didn't even bother to save a plate for himself. And so he said, I didn't say anything, I was small, and I used to always observe what's been going on. And he used to just take what's left in the bottom of the bucket, just scrape and eat that. I was really impressed. I thought, wow, this is really impressed. I still remember, that's so many years ago, how he was dealing with Krishna consciousness. It's not that we're going to live here forever. Everything we do, we are doing to please Krishna. That's the bottom line of our philosophy. You're doing for Krishna, that we're creating a history for yourself. People will remember you. If you eat today, you eat lunch, you eat dinner, no one's going to remember. It's a regular thing. But if you do something that's going to be touching people's heart and impressing Krishna consciousness, that's going to make people Krishna conscious. You have to always understand why you're doing it. That's going to make people develop love for Krishna. You sit down for breakfast, hey, you sit tomorrow, next day, every day you sit. That's not going to make any impressive to others. But if you do something that's going to make any difference for people's life, that's what we're here for. So we are here today chanting, maybe tomorrow we're not here. Accident, dead, or something or the other way, sick. So take it enliven it yourself. Do it graciously, do it lovingly. That's why Lord Shiva, he is the highest devotee, because he is in the top level. He is not touched by any sense enjoyment. He doesn't care. Like big fish under the sea. I was just reading in the Facebook that there are some fish way like so many kilometers down the bottom of the sea. That people don't have idea of these fish. They never come up because they don't want to come up. So there are devotees, they don't have interest in material enjoyment in this world. They're just happy in Krishna consciousness. That's what Krishna says. Krishna says those who are experiencing love for Krishna, higher taste, they lose the lower taste. Lord Shiva is in that platform. People saying stuff, they're throwing, not bothered by it. Tukaram, Tukaram, a great Vaishnava in India, they were spitting at him. And he went back and took a bath in the Ganges and came back again. Again they spit at him, went back again, 10 times. He is not bothered by it. It happened to me, don't you dare. But we have to understand, we have to manage our anger. Just like you manage your money, management. Everybody is managing money. Don't worry, this week, this Prabhu is coming from Mayapur, they're going to take all your money. You have to give it for Mayapur project. So you manage your money, you can give some, you can keep some for yourself. So there's some management required. So similarly, we have to manage ourselves, our anger, lust, greed. Just like when you make your plate of prasadam, you have some control over that. You don't make a mountain, you just know I can only eat this much. So you take that much. You have your eyes open. There's some control. You don't eat, dead. Like those fish. Every time I saw them, the birds, every time they're just 24 hours, they get up in the morning till they go to sleep, they're just eating or looking for food. When is the time they actually sat down and a little bit relaxed? When they're not eating or just chant japa or something in this temple. This is always eating. They eat, so that's why they say don't feed the bird, because they eat till they just explode, perhaps. Who knows? Or the fish. So we got to be controlled. Everything we do, we have to control. There's management. Everything management means, as a devotee, management in our spiritual way. How to develop Krishna. I'm chanting my rounds every day. I finish my rounds, but how am I actually chanting with quality? Am I hearing the mantra? Am I clearly chanting it? Sometimes I'm chanting my rounds, I already finished my rounds, I didn't even move the counter because I'm thinking of something else. Oh God, no. You didn't chant properly. You're thinking of something that you did years ago while you're chanting. So meditation, mantra meditation, chanting, hearing the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, taking prasadam. You go up it in, and then you're taking prasadam, Baba. You're not eating at the restaurant some, chips and pizza. You're taking prasadam. Honor it every bite. You have offered to Krishna. It is so wonderful. This pakora is touched by Krishna's mouth. How many of us actually think this way? We're just gulping it in. Wow, Mangalarti sweets. Oh, yum. It's too good, I'll take some way. But are we actually thinking this is so blissful. I'm enjoying the nectar of, this here it says, nectar of Krishna consciousness. The pure form of devotional service is when we are focusing on the actual bliss of Krishna consciousness comes to you when you are reflecting on it deeply from within yourself, on the holy name, on the prasharam, everything we do. You're not going to get angry at anyone. You're not going to just get sick. If we're actually conducting yourself in a deeper way, in a loving way, you will never feel sick. You see, people get sick, they're overeating, or they don't do any exercise. Work till you just fall right in the kitchen. You don't do any yoga or exercise, and then you eat too much, sleep too much, everything too much. Krishna says you have to do everything in moderation. Moderation, Mataji, is Prabhupada. Not too much. Eat, that's going to be healthy. So that's what control means. That's what management means. Krishna consciousness means you have to always be very aware, like Lord Shiva, auspiciousness, to be able to create auspiciousness. Devotee is one who wants to be around you. They're impressed by your activities, your behavior, your Krishna consciousness. They want to sit next to you, they want to associate. Why we want to associate with a sadhu or a sannyasi? Because they're reflecting that vibration, Krishna consciousness, onto others. We want to be around them. Not for other reasons. I asked one Maharaj, this Nishinga Maharaj, you know Nishinga Maharaj, he never came here. He is traveling in China and Malaysia, that area. Very nice sannyasi. So I told him, like, if I take sannyas, you're the one. Okay, I will take from you. He said, no, I'm nobody. Like, very humble. And sometimes we get up in the ashram in the early morning, and he's there. He just comes in the middle of the night. He didn't tell anybody I'm coming. And it just turns up. It's like, and then he'll take prasharam with everyone. So I said, I want to travel with you. He said, yeah, sure. And then his disciples are serving him, they're like, I can't even eat it. It's so simple, salad and no salt in it and no spices, oh my God. I said, this is in Malaysia, the Indian people. They cook all very nice, spicy and paneer sabji. I said, I'll have a little bit of that. Sorry, Maharaj. He said, yeah, sure, I'm on a diet. I was being respectful. He said, already 1 week went by, I was eating the raw things. I should have asked him. He didn't mind what I eat. And the disciples also want to really cook it up. But then they had to cook all. I said, you guys, I can cook that. It's just easy, salad. Cook nice thing, come on, So they're cooking, all the salad. And I should have told them, just cook all the things, whatever you like. I'm in Malaysia now, come on, curry and all the Malaysian things. So, sometimes the devotees, they're experiencing bliss of Krishna consciousness. They're not enjoying material sense enjoyment. They're above all that. They can be eating a piece of salad, but they're enjoying Krishna consciousness. They're not depending on sense enjoyment for the happiness. Their happiness is above any type of material happiness. Like the big fish, they're under the sea. They don't come up like the little fish. And they get eaten up by a, bird. So if you're always focusing on sense enjoyment, you're looking for Maya. Maya is already there, but you're looking for it. Like the small fish is just floating around top. Boom, the fish will get you. Go under the sea. Then they can't get you. Observe in Krishna consciousness. Meditate deeply. No Maya can touch you. Krishna says, Maya is my energy. If you surrender to Krishna, Krishna will make sure that you are protected at all times. The devotees, wherever they go, they're in the street or wherever, they're determined, they're strong. I saw this, what's your name? Forget. Philip, sorry. I saw you just outside the cross. Every time, the crossways, every time I saw you, you were someone talking about books. And I was taking Prasharam up, going down, and he didn't even notice me. I said, wow, God. But he was so observant, distributing books. You see things going by in a fire department, and a police car, and so many things going on next to you. He was just talking about books. So wherever we are, all over the world, we are observed in Krishna consciousness. We're not affected by Maya at any cost. So we have to be in that level, observing Krishna. So this we can understand from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva means one who creates auspiciousness. You have to have that quality of creating that auspiciousness. Srila Prabhupada, we all want to be next to Prabhupada. Because Srila Prabhupada was like Lord Shiva. I saw that for the first time, I can't tell you. There were just people mad after Prabhupada. I went mad after different material things, but I saw people from the Western country, they were mad after Prabhupada. People were rolling in the ground, Jai Prabhupada. They said so much that they were like crying, and like you read in Krishna book. Like gopis, they fell for Krishna when he left for Mathura. They're pulling. Prabhupada came, he came out of his car, and everyone was giving Prabhupada garland. And Prabhupada, you can't see his face anymore. The garland was up to his neck, like this. All you can see is I said, my God, And Prabhupada was just accepting it. He could say, that's enough, okay? You guys just too much showing off bhakti to me. So much love for me. Just take it easy, huh? He didn't say that. He just accepted your service. He was garland up to his neck, man. It's like you can only see his eyes. I was thinking, what's he going to do with those garlands? And then Prabhupada was taking up one after another and throwing at the devotees. And devotees in the kirtan. He was very smart. He didn't just throw it like everyone sitting peaceful. And when the kirtan was roaring, like we did, really heavy kirtan, and the flowers flying in. And everyone's grabbing it. This is just wonderful. Just like you read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Just like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there was kirtan going on. People, they were just war on the ground. It was so crazy. And Prabhupada, that's the attitude they had for Srila Prabhupada. All those garlands up to here. And they were giving him vases, not just one rose, huge vases. I don't know where they got the flower from, because in Mayapur, they didn't have so many flowers. Maybe they're going to Navadip and somewhere. Huge vases. The Maharaji, they're giving Prabhupada vases. And he had a big pile of, Prabhupada sitting here, big pile of vases. And all this garland. And he took the vases and he was throwing at the crowd during the kirtan. And there's no time to do some meditation. I had a yoga class, I do yoga. And I told the students, tell the students that, my class, forget the meditation, okay? It's going to do heavy yoga. We're going to be sweating and rejuvenating, full of energy. This if we fall asleep in a few minutes. What is this thing? And I remember some Indian people, they come to our temple, they think we're all doing Om thing. So they all sit in the air like this. We're going around chanting our rounds. So I was going around in one of the temple in China. The Chinese people, they like this Om thing. They have yoga center everywhere. So they said, Prabhu, sit down, and sit down and chant like me. I said, no way, I have too much energy. I need to go around and chant. I don't want to fall asleep. So then the whole temple started going around after me. So I was thinking, so when I first came to Sydney Temple, I remember, the 12C in the temple, devotees going around. It's so nice. And then one day, I bumped into somebody. That devotee had a huge bead bag, like this size, almost like a bag, my bag. I don't know where he got it from, but so I bumped in his bead bag. There was nothing in it. I said, can I see your bead bag, Prabhu? I said, later. So give me your bead bag. There's nothing in it. He was just going around chanting, showing off. So he was one of the Sankirtan devotees. He used to do very good Sankirtan, bring a lot of money. So he said, I carry bread inside my big bag. When he goes on Sankirtan, he carried bread. I said, chanting, where's the beads? So he was just going around chanting. It was very blissful, but he didn't have beads in it. So we don't make a show of Krishna consciousness. Be real to yourself, because Krishna knows everything. And you know yourself. You can't pretend to be a devotee. After some time, we get caught out after a while. Like me, bumped into. So, but he was a wonderful devotee. So, at least, whatever we do, you're enjoying Krishna consciousness. And we need to pray to Krishna. And if you go to the demigod, you can pray to demigod. Oh Durga, oh Kali, oh Shiva, please. Bless me so I can be free from offenses. Bless me that I can love for Krishna. I'm from Bengal, and around this time of the year they have Durga Puja. You know Durga Puja? If you're from Orissa, they're crazy about Durga Puja. And they have, this time of the October, they all go to Durga Puja, like Christmas. They all buy new clothes and new shoes, and they go see Durga Puja. And they have Durga everywhere, big, like they're touching the sky, so big. You have to look up to see the face, so huge. And then after 1 week, they just throw them in the river. I don't know, they have called Visarjan. I don't know, funny. So much money, so beautiful, and they just put them in the river. Anyway, so I used to pray. I go to Mayapur, and I had to go see my relative. They said, we have to see Durga Puja. So I said, okay, we'll go. Beautiful. And I'd pray to Durga, please bless me so I can be free from lust, anger, greed, develop love for devotees, love for Krishna. So we can see, so what is our motive? The motive is to, become a servant of Krishna, servant of Guru, servant of Vaishnava. So if you have the proper attitude, our motive is to love Krishna. The idea is to love Krishna, okay? So everything you do has to be centered around that. Okay? Any questions? Yes, Madhu.
When I started the classes and there were 4 kinds of people who come. One was materialistic, and the other 3, please tell Prabhu.
I can't understand.
You said there's 4 kinds of devotees
Yes.
come to Krishna. One was materialistic people, and they want more materials, So just you can highlight the other 3.
Yeah. One is looking for wealth. The other one is they are in distress. They're in distress. The third one is that they are inquisitive and looking for God. 4. So all of them, Krishna said, they're all good. Among the 4, the fourth one, looking for Him, is the best. But in the next verse, Krishna says, but it doesn't matter. All of them, if they come to me, gradually they'll get purified. Because they've come to Krishna for seeing Him. Because Krishna, He is our ultimate savior. He provides everything. So if you go to Krishna, ultimately Krishna will not only give us everything, but He will also give love for Him. Bhakti, devotional service. So we need to always understand, like I remember before, I had to go out and bring money every day. The temple president told me you have to bring at least $200 a day. So I did 400. So if I have a bad day, I keep the 200, I give the next day. That is smart. But I always pray to Krishna, I need to bring money, please. So I chant really good rounds every day, get up from every day, and do everything. So if I have a bad day, I think I didn't chant my rounds properly. I was thinking like that. But actually we need to pray to Krishna, even for material things. It works. Not that the inner motive, the goal is to please Krishna. But it's for your sense enjoyment, that's a different thing. So I have a better family, a better wife, better husband, a better car and home, and give me money, I give you 2 rupees. No, not that. We have to love Krishna from the heart. So if we have the desire to please Krishna, to get more money or give to Krishna, that's okay. But we have to remember, we have Crossways restaurant, Gopal's restaurant. We maintain that's vegetarian, you offer to Krishna. We don't offer alcohol and meat and I bring more money. Understand? So we have to also maintain the rules, regulative principles. Purity is the force. Chant nice rounds, Krishna will give, even material things. Not that some people think in India, if I serve Krishna, Krishna will take everything away. That's a wrong idea. He'll give more. He takes away material things, but he'll give a love for him. But actually, he takes away all the things that's not good for us, but he gives what's good for us, like a father. So Krishna is always giving, but we have to understand what's good for us. Other questions? There can be Harinam today, in the afternoon. They have some horse race, right? Melbourne Cup. I remember in the 80s, oh yeah, Melbourne Cup. We used to come here from collecting money from Sydney. I didn't come here to collect money because I liked this temple. They had nice prasadam. That's why I came here. Collecting money was the second thing. Who wants to go to Melbourne? Me! Because that time, not long ago, about 10, 20 years ago, all the Mangalarati sweets was really, really good. Better than now. Because there was one Mataji, she's the wife of Prana. You know her? She used to make the Mangalarati sweets. And there are some of the sweets are really, really good. I mean, so every time I think of Melbourne, I was thinking, oh yeah. And then they used to lock up all the sweets. Yeah, he never saw them. They lock up all the Mangalarati sweets. Kurma, who was the manager. You bring them all out, breakfast time. And then breakfast will be only served, and he'll open a door, it has to be finished on time, class. And he'll be up there sitting, the first one with the lota and a big plate. And then everyone sit down, they say the prayers properly and everything, and then they bring out the sweets. They had to serve everything in proper order. And it was like served equally. Not that you go up there, there's all the sweets that disappeared today. So it's a very controlled manner. So that time, it was really nice here, this Melbourne temple. So you need to always remember, it's all the mercy of Prabhupada. We have these things. And I see today, I go to the kitchen early in the morning, there's so much sweets. I don't want to take it. So I'll leave for others. When you give to others, you have, you feel more pleasure. Sharing. Even the people, they talk about it. Oh, sharing. Oh yeah, sharing. Make sure you have enough for yourself. And they talk about sharing. Oh yeah, sharing. Your pockets is all filled up. Your banks, you give a few rupees. Because you already have to make sure you have enough for yourself. Then you just give a little bit. No, but you always remember, Krishna is the doer, he's the enjoyer. He can take all it away, boom, one time. One of my friends who used to do Sankirtan together for many years, he was very young, younger than me. He just passed away a few days ago, Nigovardhan. And so everyone's looking at his photo, oh, he's very young. Young and old, doesn't matter. Krishna can take our life anytime. Don't think, oh yeah, I'm here forever. No, we're not here forever. If we can serve Krishna forever, that's nice. The trees live forever too, for many years. There are trees that can live for up to 1,000 years. They're not serving Krishna. They're not running to the temple. They don't have japa bead bag hanging on the side, the tree. Just standing all day. Cold, rain. You become a tree. Srila Prabhupada didn't live for hundreds of years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived for 48 years. So don't think you live forever. If you can be productive, making people Krishna conscious, 60, 70, 80,000 disciples, fine. You're going to make a few disciples, you can leave, go back to garden now, it's okay. Our purpose of existence, our purpose of being here is to make others Krishna conscious, is to make yourself Krishna conscious. That's the purpose. Everything else can be not noticed. At the time of death, Mam Anusmara, Kalas, there's a verse, Krishna says, whatever you think of death, that's the time that you will take in the next life. If you're thinking of your money and your beautiful home in Turak, or your bank balance in India and in Australia, 2 places. I know a friend of mine, he's very wealthy, but he only have 1 kid and a wife and a husband. And he's got a house in Vrindavan, in Mumbai, in his hometown, and 3 houses in Hong Kong. I told him, what are you going to do with all this? He can only eat 5 chapatis every day. His wife makes for you. You sleep a few hours and you go to work. And you have a house here and there. It's all locked up, nobody in there. You are not the enjoyer. I didn't tell him, give it to me. I'm telling him that. I say, you can, do something with it, but that's too much for you. So we can have so many things, but actually we are not the enjoyer. We are only here. Krishna is everywhere, in everyone's heart. He had 16,108 wives. Each of them had so many kids. Krishna is the enjoyer. You all have 1 wife, and you go to work like an ass every day to maintain the family, foaming at the mouth. Apavarga, that foaming at the mouth. You see, in the evening, everyone's just so tired. As if barely can get in the house. You open the door, crash out on the floor. Oh yeah, I'm having a good life, family life. Oh yeah, I'm enjoying. I'm the enjoyer. You don't say that because you know it's not the way. You're not the enjoyer. You know all of it, what I'm talking about. Don't think, brahmachari is really missing out, man. You're not missing out. You're enjoying Krishna consciousness. The brahmachari is thinking, oh my God, I want to be grihastha. I can't wait to. No, you can talk to any grihastha, they'll tell you, someone's suffering in there, right? You think, I have a kid. Anxiety never stops. Then they grow up, and they get married, they still think of them. Are they okay? Then there's some trouble, they come to you. The anxiety never stops. You have brahmachari, you are free, man. You can just travel, preach. Wonderful life. Sannyasi, yeah? Think about it. Okay, Hare Krishna. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.